Speakeasy as we introduce ourselves. I'm Kaleem Abdullah. Just go around counterclockwise.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? This boy say, here to Speakeasy. This is what GP the Showboat, one love, baby.
DJ P. Better Records. You know what I'm talking about?
And our special guest joining us, gospel artist Barbara Cox, who you're going to get to know this evening.
Hey.
Amen. Praise
Amen.
God. Amen.
Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're back in the rabbit hole to the underground. Got a special guest today. Speakeasy Nation, y'all need to stand up. Make sure y'all tune in. Y'all gonna miss a treat.
Yes, sir, baby.
We told y'all we was gonna change up something, and we did just that.
Yes, sir.
Let's give Barbara a chance to tell us about herself, get to know Barbara. Who is Barbara Cox, and what can we expect this evening?
Praise God. Praise God. Barbara Cox is just a woman that I love God, and I love the person that He has allowed me to be. I'm a mother of 2 children. My daughter's in college and my son is in high school. So I'm grateful for the gifts of my children. Gospel recording artist. I'm a songwriter, been writing since I was a little girl.
Where are you from?
From the great city of Marshall, Texas.
Marshall, Texas. Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, Wiley College. Yes. So, just grateful radio personality. I'm also an author. I've been blessed to write 4 books and 1 children's book, and I'm working on another one.
Tell me a little bit about those books. What are they called?
The 3 books. There's 3 books that's called Sing Gal Sing, 1, 2, and 3. And those,
Sing Gal Sing.
Yeah, Sing Gal Sing.
What's that? What's that about?
Well, my father, when he first heard me singing, he said, "Sing, gal, sing." And back in that era, they didn't really say girl; they said gal. So, yeah. So it was sing, gal, sing. So after that, so when I began to write the stories, I began to hear my father, who's deceased, and I began to hear him say, "Sing, gal, sing." So as I began to write, I ended up with a 3-part series, and that's what they're titled. And then the children's book is titled "Hear Me Roar," because when I was a young girl, probably about 6 or 7 years old, I remember being teased, bullied about me because I always loved to sing. I was always singing, and I was told to shut up.
They bullied you about that?
Yeah, and you know, and
about being able to
we didn't
sing.
even know anything about like bullying, like you have bullying now. But once somebody told me to shut up, I did exactly that. I stopped singing. So for years I didn't sing, and even I have peers that didn't even know I could sing until as an adulthood. That's sad, but it's true. So I ended up writing a children's book, and that's the children's book titled "Hear Me Roar," because I'm that person now. If you tell me I can't sing, I'm just gonna sing even louder.
You will be heard.
You will hear me roar.
So speaking of your singing, walk me through your discography. What albums, what songs have you put out?
Oh, I started recording back in 2000. My first album that was released in 2000 is titled Guardian Angel, and there's a song titled Guardian Angel that was written for my mother. But then there's like 10 songs on that first CD, and then I went from there to another album that I was able to write like 2 years, that I was able to record like 2 years later. So I've done a total of 5 albums. Yes, okay. 5 albums since 2000. So
and more to come.
Yes.
And where do you perform, Barbara?
All around the world. All around the world. I'll be I'm getting ready to travel to South Carolina again to sing, and then I'll be going to Atlanta, Georgia in November, and I'm just always traveling. I've been to Vegas and just wherever God allows me to go.
So most of the things you do is the gospel genre, right?
Yes.
Churches, concerts?
I don't do a lot of churches anymore.
Okay.
I kind of got away from doing a lot of the churches unless they're having like a concert at the church. I go, my passion now is just traveling to different parts of the world and going to in the concerts. I love women's conferences. I just want to be able to, not saying that I don't go into the churches. Regular church services is like, you just, it's just something different when you're in a concert or a conference. You just have a chance to really, really change people's hearts and change their minds, and just, because when you've been doing it for so long, it's different. it's totally different when you go to other areas.
So
Yeah.
you say Atlanta? You say Atlanta?
Yes, Atlanta, Georgia.
Wherever God leads.
So do you like anything like Woman Girl Loose? Oh, they have like
They
oh,
do.
have a country.
They
I
do.
thought they do it
Uh huh.
every year.
That's what TD Jakes.
Yeah.
He does it every year, mainly in Atlanta, Georgia. I haven't had an opportunity yet, but just
Have you
never know.
have you
But I
met
do know- Huh? Go ahead.
have you met or worked with any artist names that we would recognize?
Yeah, my good friend Carolyn Trail, I opened for her. I opened for Dorothy Norwood.
Okay,
I've been on the Dr. Bobby Jones show.
really?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
big time.
and scheduled to go back.
What's coming up next?
What's coming up next is Saturday. Woohoo!
What's happening Saturday?
Going out?
My single "All Right" will be released on Saturday, September the 7th. Also, we will have a music video on Saturday at the Glass Recreation Center at the Amphitheater here in the Rose City of Tyler, Texas.
Hey,
All right,
It's called "All Right."
Right.
And so the release of the song and the recording of the video is the same
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 day,
day, Saturday,
same day, Saturday.
in Tyler. Where are we going?
We're going to the Glass Recreation Center at 8:30 a.m.
Okay,
and y'all gonna be there.
absolutely.
Okay.
Number one fan.
All right, amen, amen. Praise God.
And you picked the right spot to do that. So we on the same page there at the Glass
Yes.
Center Saturday morning at 7:00 for the single release and the recording of the video. Who's recording the video?
Mike in Motion. His name
Mike
is Michael Dean.
in
but it's
Motion.
Mike in Motion. Mike
Okay.
in Motion, and he's awesome. He's an awesome videographer. He has the vision of when you bring him a song or an ideal, he just takes it and he can really cultivate it and just run with it.
So where's Mike from?
He's here in Tyler. He's in here. He's here in Tyler.
Tyler,
It's
Texas
great. It's
again.
local.
He's local.
You know, we all like him sometimes.
Yes, you can meet him Saturday.
If you if you have his contact information, we're going to get that from you so that when we post this portion of the video, we can make sure that we put that
Yes.
on the screen. Put his information on the screen.
Get him on the show.
Mike in
Yes.
Motion, yeah.
Oh, definitely, definitely. He's awesome. He's like I said, this is to be the second video that he's actually worked with me on.
Okay.
And a little bit later on, you're going to bless us with a preview, our own sneak preview of All Right
Yeah.
in the booth here behind me.
All right.
In the meantime, we're just going to get into just what's happening.
Yeah.
What's happening here on this Labor Day? Anybody work today?
Oh no.
Oh no, nobody worked today. It's supposed to be Labor.
I did a little work around the house.
Why is it Labor Day but nobody works? Well, the reason why that is it's about the workers. It started back in the 1800s.
I think 1894.
Yeah, 1894 you're exactly right, to recognize the contributions of the American worker. And I believe that that grew into what we know as the labor movement today. Which, I mean, look for the union label. If you ain't got a union job, get you a union job.
Oh, yeah.
That is, I mean, the benefits, or, I mean, they're a whole, the union has saved me several times and given me many opportunities. I've worked with a union and without a union,
Yeah.
and with a union is way, way better. Get you a union job if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've been there for 20 years. I hadn't left yet. So, hey.
25 of us.
Yeah.
That's good.
25.
Yeah.
I think I've been on a job that long.
I've been telling people at work we need to start a union, but
Need to start a union, yeah.
Wow.
I know that's a bad word though at work. Though. Like you can't bring it up if there's not one.
And I think that's because the company knows that they're gonna have to break that bread
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
if you have a union. So they'll try to keep you from doing that if if they can. And along with Barbara in the studio, we're also looking for all the talent we can find. There's so much a big pool to fish from as far as talent in Tyler alone, let alone East Texas. But there's a whole, I mean, just about any category of music you want to name: country and western, rock and roll, new music, old music, hip hop. I mean, it's here. It's just a dream of mine, just in my imagination, organizing all that together and making Tyler like a Branson.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where people come from all over to come to Tyler for entertainment. Comedians. Speaking of comedians, I got a joke for y'all. There's a little kid, 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. They're getting ready to go downstairs for breakfast. And the 6-year-old tells his little brother, you know what? I think it's time we started cussing. And the 4-year-old said, yeah, let's do it. So the 6-year-old said, well, let's go down, and I'm going to say something with damn in it, and I want you to say something with hell in it. 4-year-old's excited. Yeah, that's where we go. Let's do it. So they get downstairs, they sit down at the breakfast table, and the mom asked the 6-year-old, what do you want for breakfast, honey? And he said, I don't know, Mom. Hell, just give me some of them Cheerios. Slapped him in the mouth, knocked him out the chair. He slid across the floor, got up crying, and ran back upstairs. Then she looked at the 4-year-old and said, what do you want? He said, well, you can bet your ass it ain't Cheerios.
Oh man, they so
So we're looking for comedians too that are much better at it than I am. I mean, hopefully you've got some stage experience, but even if you don't, you just might be the funny guy at work. You know, come on, yeah. So you know, this could be your big break. So we're looking for singers, comedians, just talent in general.
any kind of entertainment. You
Entertainment.
you entertain yourself for fun, like I do a lot of times when I'm GP the showboat when I'm on stage. But,
Right.
When you call my government name, Gregory Prince, I do acknowledge it. And I do
Okay.
know it. GP is just something they just shorten my name, GP. My dad used to like it. I was flamboyant, arrogant, fishing and playing with my cousin, and I also like radio became my second nature.
Right.
Speaking of Miss Barbara Cox is in the studio. One of our alumni, Timothy Jackson, he wants to know, how did you get your books noticed?
All right, good question. Very hard to do. Easier said than done, right?
How did I get my books noticed?
Yes,
Well, actually, I think that when you publish books, you have to do a lot of book signings. So I do a lot of book signings, and the children's book, I can honestly say, is the one that get most of the notice than the other ones, because I go into a lot of the schools and I read to the children, and so I do a lot of marketing with the children's book. My other 3 books, I pretty much have to get out and do book signings. And when I'm on, and with me being a recording artist, that helps too. So when I have my table set up with my CDs, I actually incorporate my books. So it's really a hard thing to do when you're published author. My passion is just making sure that my books, just like my songs, are actually released to where people can actually go online and order them.
Okay.
But it does take a lot of work for people to know that those books are even there. So that's why a lot of times I'm always marketing my books online, on social medias. You have to market to just so people know that it's there.
Got to put in work.
Hey,
It's
Tim,
a lot of
when you're
work.
taking notes, it's a lot of work. You got to market.
Yeah.
Get back with us. Let me know. Hit me with a comment. Anybody else in Speakeasy Nation? She's here. We live. We Facebooking live. We in the studio.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hit them with the number, Sid.
You know what I'm saying? You can reach us at 1-Speak-7-36-77. That's 1-773-257-3677. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the little number down here at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? For y'all watching the show live right now on Facebook, we are in the studio. That's 1-Speak-7-36-77, 1-773-257-3677.
And we just taking a look at what's happening in East Texas and in the world around us. And here we go. I want to hear the story, if you feel like it, the story of Cry Me a River. Cry a River.
Yeah. The story Cry River, the song was actually written the moment that I went to bed the night that my husband was murdered. It's ironic, but I'm a person that I hear my songs in my dreams. When I'm asleep, I hear songs. I've been doing it since I was a little girl. So I began to hear the melody to the song when I went to bed. And I was still in shock because I kept waiting for my husband to come home. I could still smell his cologne. It was like I could still feel him still there in the room with me. So I cried maybe just for a second when they told me that what had happened to him. But after that, I wouldn't cry anymore. I was just in this state of shock. So God began to give me this melody that I began to hear in my head. Immediately, the same night that it happened. And so each night I would hear the song. Mm-hmm. And so then I got in touch with Mike in Motion because I was doing a performance at the Tyler City Theater with it was Motown Christmas Groove. Mm-hmm. That's how I met Michael Dean there. Okay. So he had given me his card. So I called him. I said, hey, I need to do a video. And he was like, okay. But before I did that, I got in touch with my producer and I said, I need to record a song. So I was in the studio and he was like, whoa, you're here in the studio. And he was thinking This woman just lost her husband. But it was something that I had to do it was like therapy for me. So as I began to hear the song, as God gave it to me, I went into the studio, I recorded the song, and then I got in touch with Mike in Motion, and we began to do the video. And so it became a therapy song for me. And then once I heard the song, once it was finished and I had a chance to hear it, I began to cry. I began to weep. I began to mourn over my husband. But at first I wouldn't cry. So it was a song that it became a healing song to me.
Okay.
It helped me to heal. It helped me
Give me a
to-
feel for the song, some of the words, the phrases in it that did that.
Just want me to say it or sing it?
Whatever you feel like.
Oh, okay, all right. It's hard to say it and not sing it.
Okay.
It starts off with Ecclesiastes 3:1. It talks about the time to live and the time to die. And it's time to live, time to die. Oh, how I wish there were no more goodbyes. 'Cause time won't stand. No, time won't stand. So I'll cry a river. I'll cry a river. Because I felt like I couldn't do anything to bring my husband back. The only thing that I could do was just cry a river. And some people, I know there was there was a song that was called "Cry Me a River."
Right.
So they kind of sneaked that "me" in there.
I
I
see.
have to tell them that it's "Cry a River."
Cry a
because
river.
that's what I did. I just actually only thing that could do was cry a river. So when I finished recording the song, I went to the memorial site. I can't say cemetery. I still have a hard time with that. And my counselor told me that if I have to just say memorial site, it's okay. So I went to the memorial site and I played the song for my husband there, and I just cried along as I played it, and it just became a therapy song for me. Some people may say it's a sad song, but it was therapy for me, because here it is 8 months later, and people still don't believe that this happened in my life, because the way that God has strengthened me.
So it was your way of saying bye, kind of. So
It was,
that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Coping.
Yeah, because I was like, there's nothing I can do to bring him back. But the only thing that I could do was just cry a river, because at first I wouldn't cry, and it was like God gave me something to be able to cope with it and to process the fact that he wasn't coming back through the door. And the cologne that I was smelling was the cologne that just lingered in the house when he was there. But he's not coming in that house anymore. And so, and even at night, and it's funny, but you know, when you're married, you do little things that you remember. And I was a person that at night my feet were ice cold, and I wouldn't put on socks. I would just press my feet next to his body, and he's like, "Baby, your feet are cold." And that night I cried because my feet were so cold, but I couldn't press my feet next to his body. I said, well, I guess I'm about to get him to go put on some socks. So I had to find the laughter in everything, and I said, honey, you're not here for me to put my cold feet on you, and you won't keep warm me. But God just began to show me that song was a therapy song. And so when other people hear the song, they say the same thing. They say, man, that song is really, really touched me.
They can apply it to something in their
Yes. A lot of
life.
people that are grieving, they relate to that song.
And it's passion and it's authentic.
Yeah.
It can't be duplicated.
No. And then the video, oh my goodness, the video is even so amazing. And Mike in Motion, he'll tell you, he was just amazed at the strength that God had given me to do the video.
We're gonna post the
Because it
video
just
on our
happened,
page too.
Yeah. So he was just like, he just couldn't believe that I was actually doing a video, and I was actually mourning the death of my husband.
Can we play like a little bit around with the fans out there seeing a little bit?
I'm gonna have to leave and go get my baby. She's
Okay.
on text, man.
time to live, time to die. Oh, how I wish there were no more goodbyes. 'Cause time won't stand. Time won't stand. So I'll cry a river. I'll cry a river. 'Cause time won't stand. Time won't stand. So I will cry a river. I'll cry a river. It's funny how time passes by. Oh, time won't subside. And oh, how I wish there were no more goodbyes. Oh, time, you won't even stand. Oh, I'll just cry a river. I'll just cry a river. I'll just cry a river. 'Cause time won't stand. No, time won't lend a helping hand. So I'll just cry a river. I'll cry a river. Cry a river.
That's what I'm talking
Wow.
about.
Wow. We all felt that.
Yeah.
We all felt that. And the video producer does do great work. And your daughter, you have a twin.
Yes.
You have a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's darker.
And them vocals was woo, up there. Yeah.
You know what? If you want to sing the new single, we'd love to hear it. But I mean, how do you follow up?
You can't follow that one.
Yeah,
Can't top that.
You can't.
that was, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, sure you don't want to get in the book.
man, it's hard to outdo that one. We'll just go
You
to
have to come
the
back again and do all right.
Yeah.
Saturday.
we'll just be there. We'll hear that on Saturday because I
Yeah.
mean I don't know if we can outdo that. So we'll
Get
just
us the trio section. Hey.
yeah.
Speak easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just put on our chill music and back on out then, and I'll wrap up with: Are you black?
You got me saying.
Do you live in Tyler? Do you own a business? Are you looking for free advertising? Well, we'll do it for you. And if you know me, if you know my history, it ain't going to be free for long. But we're going to do it to prove that we can do it. As you get ready for the Small Business Festival that's coming up in October at the Empire Lounge. Meanwhile, if you want some free advertising, get at us on one of our social media pages, and we can talk about it. Already.
Well, Speakeasy World, I guess we're going to wrap it up for today, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody that's tuned in today, you know what I'm saying? And every week, you know what I'm saying? Catch us, you know what I'm saying? Back again in the studio next week.
And with that being said, special thanks to Miss Barbara Cox.
Amen.
And she got it, y'all. She gonna be Saturday over there at the Glass Center. She gonna be shooting a video, and she's gonna be dropping a new single.
Yes.
What's the name of the single?
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All
That's
right.
it's gonna be all right.
And what
Oh,
time
yeah.
should be shooting?
Yeah.
8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah, y'all come root her on, and where Speakeasy will be in the house.
Big represent, baby.
Yeah.
Praise God. Thank you.
Y'all wake up early to get there. You know.
That's a little early for me, GP, but you know what? I'm going to set an alarm. I'm going to do it.
All right.
Especially for Saturday morning.
Yeah, for Saturday morning,
We're
yeah,
just trying
but-
to get there while it's still cool.
That's true. That's true. I'm
you
going to
wait
do
too
the,
late, it's gonna be too hot.
Right.
I want Miss Barbara. Last but not least, I want her herself to tell you where y'all can find her music at.
Please do.
Awesome. You can purchase my music on all social outlets. I'm on all social outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Barbara Cox Music. Also, I have a website, Barbara Cox Productions. And also, I have a internet radio, which is Barbara Cox Radio. You can download the app, Barbara Cox Radio, BC Radio as well.
Barbara,
Awesome.
thank you for joining
And
us.
she
Yes.
left out one other thing. Tell them how you can get the hold of those books you got.
Oh, okay. You can
That's
also
right.
go on Amazon.com and get any of
Hear Me Roar.
the books, and also Barnes and Noble has some of the books as well.
Hear me roar
Hear Me
and sing, gal,
Roar.
sing.
Sing, gal, sing.
Yeah, she just sung a while ago.
She
y'all.
sure did.
Y'all need to put that
Amen.
out.
And nobody told me to shut up.
They better not.
And nobody will. Thank you for joining us.
With that being said, y'all, we'll see y'all next week on Rabbit Hole to the Underground.